Hello everyone and welcome once again to Scorpion Cigar Reviews. Tonight I will be reviewing the Surrogates Bone Crusher by Pete Johnson, Tattoo Cigars. Nice firm stick, not super hard, not brittle or anything, but nice and firm. Nice dark wrapper. Very has almost a dark chocolate appearance to it. Kind of rough feeling, almost like a very fine grit sandpaper, but fairly rough. I am seeing a few odd things about the wrapper right off the bat. There's looks like maybe a stem is poking through the wrapper right here. And then other than that, there's something embedded in it. Almost looks like something shiny embedded right near the foot. The light, you can probably see it right there. The light will catch it just right and it'll glisten right by where my finger's pointing. Not sure what the deal is. Maybe I found the golden ticket. Anyway, other than that, it's a fairly veiny wrapper. However, it does have nice tight seams. So I'll get the banding removed. As usual, no issues removing the banding with Pete Johnson's cigars. He takes pretty good care making sure he doesn't get any excess glue onto the wrapper. So there you have it. It's a triple cap cigar. Just some general tobacco notes, a little bit of tea. A little bit of barnyard, maybe. Wet grass, wet hay, barnyard type scents. Now the foot, now that's amazing. This is where the cigar really shines on the initial impressions. There's so much going on the foot. A little bit of chocolate type, like baker's cocoa. Oh, there's so much in there. Once again, some barnyard. Fresh baked bread. Slight hint of real mild spice. So I'll go now, I'll get this cut up with my double guillotine cutter. Redraw. Rich, raw cocoa. Raw, unsweetened cocoa. A bit of chili powder, spices in there. Into that hay and various barnyard type flavors. Fresh cut grass, that type of thing. Very pleasant. So we'll get this lit up. Nice draw. Slightly firm, but not tight. Right where I like it. Pretty spicy right off the bat here on the foot. A lot of spice coming through. A lot of chili powder, a lot of white pepper. A little bit of cayenne in there. All right, so we'll get somewhere in the first third here, and we'll see how the cigar progresses. I'll be pairing tonight's cigar with, in addition to my basic Anzac Cognac, I'll be pairing with the Shock Top Raspberry Wheat. This is one of my favorite microbrews, one of my favorite beers, in fact. I've been real happy with this, very fruit forward. Not real powerful on the fruit, but you can definitely tell it's there. It's very refreshing. I enjoy this beer with just about anything. Well, just barely off the foot, entering the first third. Very uneven burn right off the bat, causing the ash to curve. And interestingly enough, right where it's not burning, you can see it right there, that little shiny, whatever it is, it's embedded in the wrapper. See what happens. Just continue on and see how the flavors progress. I would also like to mention that where that stem is poking through the wrapper right here, right about where the end of my lip sits, it's constantly poking. It's not painful or anything, but I notice it. It's there. Just a little bit of an annoyance, but not really affecting my smoking pleasure at this point, so we'll see what happens. I'm just starting the second third. I went ahead and I made a partial correction to the burn to see if it would correct itself the rest of the way. I just burned down this portion here with my lighter, tried to bring it, end up correcting it about halfway. Maybe it'll kick in and correct itself the rest of the way. I went ahead and I broke off the ash because it was so uneven. It didn't go out when I broke it off, but I went in and I corrected the burn. Not picking anything real, I don't know, just nothing real predominant, nothing real characteristic to speak of, just some real general cigar type flavors, a little bit of that spice in there, the white pepper is in there still. It's really the major component that's going on right now. I did pick up for a moment there a slight amount of woodiness and some antique book. The woodiness was almost like burning logs. You're sitting around a campfire and you get a little bit of that taste in your mouth from the smoke. A little bit of that. It was pleasant. And where I've corrected the burn, it at this point doesn't seem to be catching up. I'll keep my eye on it and see if I end up needing to correct it all the way. I have a feeling, just based on how it's burning at the moment, I'm going to have to do some major corrections on this burn. So I'll continue through this second third and get somewhere into the final third, and we'll see how it progresses from there. I made a complete correction to this burn line. Took my lighter and I went all the way around, tried to correct it all the way down to the bottom of the burn, and it just continued on burning unevenly. Even after I corrected it, it just did not want to ignite and burn through on this one side the whole time. Ever since I first lit it, been fighting it the whole way. However, as I'm just entering the final third, there is some introduction of some new flavors. Kind of short on the finish. They're escaping me. They come through pretty quickly, pretty strong, pretty forward. But they dissipate so quickly. I can't determine exactly what those new flavors are. They're quite good. Picking up a little bit of maybe mustiness, but not a bad mustiness. It's pleasing. This particular cigar, the Bone Crusher, is not nearly as complex as the Skullbreaker was, but there is a slight amount of complexity. This final third is starting to produce a little bit of dry smoke, a little bit of dryness, kind of all over. Clean burning. Isn't any messy juices, no nicotine, there's no bitterness on the lips. The only defect I'm finding in this cigar at this point that I found throughout is the uneven burn. It's been a fairly warm smoke almost from the get-go, starting midway through the first third. Noticed the smoke was kind of warm, not to the point where I was really concerned about it, but maybe not one of the better burning cigars from Pete Johnson, as evident by the, in addition to the warmth on the burn, the unevenness of the burn, the very jagged ash. As you can see, the ash has been pretty much, jagged, just like this, almost from the very beginning. I've flicked it off a couple of times, and it breaks off very jagged, very, just not a real good burn. Even the edge, while at the moment the actual burn line is fairly crisp, pretty much throughout it's been kind of wonky. But I don't know. It's just not one of the better constructed cigars. Now, with that, it's remained fairly firm. It's softened up a little bit, but not to the point where it seems to be an issue as far as getting real mushy on you or anything. That's not the case. Just not a real good burn for Pete Johnson. Just so you can see here, so I can illustrate the just the real jagged, real uneven burns. Not a very good ash on this cigar. Generally, what you'd like to see when you ash a cigar is good, solid, straight line breaks. When you I'm at about an hour into this cigar. So I'll end this review saying that not a real impressive cigar from Pete Johnson on his Surrogates line. The wrapper was mediocre at best. The burning and the ash was terrible. Flavors were mediocre at best. Not a whole lot of complexity. Where the stem was poking through, and it's still poking through, the wrapper is now starting to split. Starting to flake off right there. It's been a medium-bodied smoke, fairly dry throughout the palate. Some flavors of white pepper, a little bit of cayenne pepper, very slight hint of meatiness, a little bit of sourness in there. Short on the finishes, just not a real impressive cigar. So I thank you for once again watching Scorpion Cigar Reviews of the Surrogates line from Pete Johnson, Bone Crusher.